Welcome back to my channel. Today is Monday, which means it's a Cricut tutorial, and today I'm doing another design tutorial in Cricut Design Space 3. That was 2, 3. All right, so the new Design Space is out of beta, and I just want to mention that canvases, if they're not back already, are coming back, so don't be afraid, they are coming back. But today I'm gonna show you Belle-inspired designs. These designs are available for my patrons to use commercially if they would like to. Let's get going, and if you guys need a Cricut, check out that link down below, or some supplies. Always have the latest coupon codes. Let's go. This is the new Design Space that is out, and it is no longer in beta, so you guys can all access it no matter what. So today we are going to be making a Belle t-shirt design, and I'm just going to walk through the entire design process of this. And if you guys like this, let me know. If you guys don't, just let me know that as well. So, or what you would like me to change. So we are going to make an I Want Adventure in the Great Wide Somewhere shirt. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make text boxes for each different word, because we're going to use a lot of different text. I want will be one text, and I guess we don't want to capitalize. One of the hardest part about design is I like to make things look good, but I'm not the best at grammar or spelling, so we basically will try to make it look as best as we can. So I Want Adventure in the will be another line. And then if you guys want my designs that I'm going to be starting to make with you guys, they will be available to my patrons. I will be giving them all of these files. Otherwise, you guys can design these as you'd like. And you can just kind of follow what I'm doing. I Want Adventure in the Great Wide Somewhere. ... We'll see. Or exclamation point. Whatever we feel like, or what looks best when we design it. So now we want to design this. You guys will notice that I don't have a canvas on here right now, because while this is still in beta, they will not have canvases, but they are coming out with canvases when it actually launches. So don't be alarmed. So now we're gonna go in and change the fonts to all of these, and I'm not too sure what I want it to look like yet, but that's why we are gonna design together. One thing you can see over here is where it says $4.99. This is actually not included in Cricut Access. Anything with this little A is included in Cricut Access. So if you pay that fee to get all of their stuff, you can use those, as well as all of your own fonts that you have and that you've downloaded yourself. So if you need to know how to download fonts, check out my How to Download Fonts video. So I like this swirliness. So I'm just going to start with I Want, and I'm going to kern this. I'm just going to go to Advanced and ungroup the letters, and I'm going to move this over so that this font flows. And then once I have that how I want it, I'm going to go back and select it all. I might move the I. I might make the I a little bit bigger and nest it kind of right here. Maybe just a bigger gap so you can see that they're two different words. I'm going to actually move this T down a little bit, and then I'm going to attach these at the bottom down here. You can group them so that they are grouped once you attach them. So I Want Adventure. Let's just make, I kind of like this font, but I kind of want it to be more princessy, because Belle is very princessy. She's not too crazy like some of the other princesses that get out and get dirty. I don't know if that makes any sense. If that does, let me know. Okay, so let's go with something, I don't know. This is kind of cute, but that looks a little thin. I don't really like dealing with too thin of fonts sometimes. Let's see, Birds of Paradise is cute. Let's try that. I want adventure in the great wide somewhere. So now I'm gonna kern all this. I'm gonna go advanced, ungroup these letters, going to move this together, that a little bit closer. So in design, this is actually called kerning. I know you guys have heard me mention it a lot, and I've seen a lot of projects on Pinterest where they do not kern, and it makes all the difference. It really does. It makes it easier to weed. It makes it easier to read. It makes everything easier. So I'm gonna move all these together, and what I want to do, these are kind of like sloping. What I want to do is, instead of just attaching these, I want to weld them. I'm going to make the A a little bit bigger so that way it's not capitalized, but it gives it kind of a fun look. And now it kind of looks like a D and a D, so I'm going to make it small. Or I could capitalize it if I really wanted to, but I don't think I do. So you can also kind of like curve this so that it goes like around if you wanted to. I'm just going to keep it nice and straight because I'm going to add a rose. Now this A needs to come up a little bit more. I think this V needs to as well. Okay, so I'm going to select all of those and I'm going to attach them. But I'm also going to weld them because that will create it so that it doesn't cut all those little pieces out of those letters. So we can make this smaller if we wanted to. We can also change the color on them. I'm going to do this out of a couple different colors that remind me of Belle. So we can also do Adventure a little bit smaller and make in a different font, like in the Great, kind of like that. But I want to change the font on them. So we're going to change in the Great, and I kind of want it blocky, but not like too blocky. So like maybe this, and then let's just ungroup the letters and move in, over. And if you want to move the whole word, you can highlight the whole word and move it closer. And then I'm going to just group those again. So we want to attach them, but when they're overlapping like this, we want to weld them because the letters will cut out individually and they'll cut, when they overlap, they'll cut like their little line here and their little line here. So you want to make sure that it's welded. Okay, so in the Great, I want wide to be wide. I want it to be big and wide. And I'm going to leave this little gap here to put a rose or something that reminds me of Belle. So I kind of like that. Something just simple. I want Adventure in the Great Wide somewhere, and I even like these fonts. I know I was going to do something crazy, but I might change wide. I kind of like it though. So now we can change the colors, but I'm going to add the rose. So let's go over to Images and let's look for a rose in Access. Now you can look up Belle stuff if you have Belle. I'll show you. They have a lot of cartridges that have Belle things in them. So you could use some of their stuff if you wanted. And if you didn't, then you could just look up things that remind you of Belle. So I know Access has a lot of fun things. So I'm just going to find a free rose that is included in Access. So like this is cute if we were to turn it red. But I like kind of, this one's really cute. So let's add that one. And I'm actually going to flip it because I think it'll fit better if it's, I'm going to unlock it and flip it this way. And I might even take the stem off, but I might not. So if we were to add this rose, maybe even here, and then we could do somewhere here or just play with it. I don't like this big gap too much, so maybe I can move these down. I want Adventure in the, but now that kind of reads, I want Adventure in the Wide Great somewhere, and we don't want that. So we definitely want Great to be above Wide so that it reads as I want Adventure in the Great. We could even do Wide bigger and do Adventure a little bit bigger. And even put I want smaller, but then it kind of doesn't read I want Adventure in the gray wide somewhere. So you can see how moving it around makes it look better, but sometimes it makes it read differently. So let's do I want adventure in the great wide. Should we crooked it? Nah. Let's put it back. I liked it where it was, and I liked this how it was. But I want this rose to kind of fit and nestle in there. Maybe like that. And then, yeah, I kind of like that. And then I want to use gold. I want to use gold, so let me turn my sound off. So I'm going to change these to, I want to use, this will remind me. So I'm going to use, I think, the same red for some of these. I'm going to use red, gold. I actually want to use all gold for this, and this maybe change. So then you can see here it says current colors. So you can see that, and we can also color sync. So we can do this if we want them all to be gold. And I want wide somewhere to be gold, but so I want all this to be gold. This will be red, this will be green, but I'm thinking adventure, or some of the one of the words that is separated from the green enough, we can make green as well. So in adventures right here, it just shows the first letter. I'm going to sync that to green. Never mind, that was I want. Adventure right here. So I'm going to sync adventure down to this, and that will make it the same color. And then if I wanted to do maybe white and red, I could also just see how I like this. I kind of like that too. So then I'll be dealing with golds, greens, and reds. Just 3 colors. And then let's see how, if we need to attach anything if we forgot. So we'll just go to make it. So now we have I want great somewhere in the, we want to save space. So we definitely want to get it all bundled like how it is. And then we'll have to put it on the shirt how we do. So make sure you watch that tutorial if you want to see how I'm actually going to do all this. But you'll also notice that this is pretty big or small depending on what we're putting this on. So I want to go back and I want to highlight everything and resize it to my project size. So this is going to be a t-shirt, so I want it to be about, right now it's 10 inches wide, and that is just too wide. So for a shirt, I like it to be about 8 inches wide. So I could resize it, or I could type in here and put 8, just to make it actually the actual size if I wanted to. And then we would click make it. And make sure to check out the tutorial for how I actually put this together with the other bell design that we've done. Love you guys. Bye.